Bonjour! Oui, oui. Here we are today in Western France. And I'm your host, Wayne Cans. Today we want to focus on America in conflict. It seems that every American war has had the presence of a distinguishing feature. During the American Revolution, it was the presence of revolution. During the Mexican-American War, it was the presence of the Mexicans. And in World War I, it was the presence of trench systems. So that's what we want to take a look at in an episode of Trenches, Digging Your Own Grave. It was the fall of 1914, when the assassination of the Archduke, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, collapsed Europe into war. Within a year, they found themselves caught in a bloody stalemate. With no way to go, they went in the only direction they could, down. But don't take my word for it. Take the words of this World War I veteran.
Oh, hello there, laddie. It's great to see you. I'm a World War I veteran, I am. Just reminiscing here in the trenches about my days back in World War I, it was. My friends came up to me when I was a wee lad and said, "Hey, would you like to go on an adventure?" And I said, "Oh, would I like to go on an adventure? Of course I'd like to go on an adventure." Instead of a fire poker to roast me marshmallows on, they handed me a rifle. Instead of a tent to sleep out in the wilderness, they put me in these here trenches. Instead of a can of bug spray to keep these mosquitoes off me, they gave me a can of poison gas. Instead of a flashlight, they handed me a hand grenade. Instead of a lighter, they handed me a flamethrower. And that's where I found myself 4 long years in these here trenches. For 4 long years, we were fighting those over there, those Germans, we shall call them. The Huns, we'll call them. We were fighting them for 4 long years, trying to kill each other with different things. One day, I remember my buddy, we was eating some dinner when all of a sudden those Huns came running over. He grabbed the leg of the table and hit the German, that Jerry right upside the head, he did. Anything we could find, we would kill each other. For 4 long years, humans have a great way of killing each other. But after 4 long years, I didn't die. I did not. That's why I'm a veteran. That's why I'm still here. And after 4 long years, we were victorious against those Germans. Americans, they helped a wee bit. But it was mostly World War I, thanks to me.
The industrialization of war would have been enough to challenge the manliness of any man. A tall man, a short man, a skinny man, a not so skinny man, a woe man. But ultimately, what drove them to insanity was the presence of disease, lice, rats, and disease. Perhaps the most feared infliction was trench foot. But don't take my word for it. Take the word of this foot. A closer examination first makes me aware of the hideous smell, a combination of moldy cheese and rotten roadkill. The blackened skin indicates the death of so many skin cells, and the absence of a toe, most likely caused by infection, but potentially unknowingly nibbled off by a rat while this soldier unknowingly slept. I cannot even imagine, I dare to imagine the soldier connected to this hideous foot.
Hey, I'm not dead.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this episode of Trenches, Digging Your Own Grave. But what I hope we do is I hope that we are reminded of what we need to be reminded about so that ultimately we remember.
Gas, 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 gas!